Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TTF SmackDown! In this quarter, we have the Dynamite himself, who's a little bit on the dumb side, is the big guy himself, Grimlock. And in this corner, we have the ape himself, Groundpounder, with cheating from Headlock, and we also have assistance from Fixit. Let's just have this fight. Okay. You can go now. Go. You guys can fight now. Just go. I'm pretty sure that's how it was in the original episode. I bet they just did that and they just cut it out. That would have been pretty awesome if they did it. So, yeah. I'm a real nerd. Hi, I'm Francis Beau, and welcome to Beau TV, and we're back with another Robots in Disguise recap, and today we're reviewing The Champ. This is episode 19. We're getting closer to that season finale, and this week's episode is, as you guessed it, about champions and the muscle. And we first start off this episode with pretty much a bang with the Decepticons. We get to know Groundpounder and Headlock, who are pretty much like pro wrestlers. They're not like wrestlers like on Earth, but they're like gladiators, and they're pretty big champions in gladiatorial battle. Groundpounder is basically the muscle, like the wrestler, and Headlock is basically like his manager. And I like that concept. That's a pretty cool concept to bring into the series, and it's nice to know that we have pairs. It's not like when we put Quillfire and Springload together. That was just like a terrible pair to put together, but this is a pretty cool pair because they work together and they both have a purpose with each other. So that's pretty cool, and I like the concept with that. Meanwhile, the Autobots are back on their base, basically the scrapyard, and Sideswipe, Strongarm, Bumblebee, Grimlock, everybody is helping out with the stasis pods and basically putting them, like trying to transfer more Decepticons into the jail cells and all the stasis pods. And I'm trying to think about something like, who were in the stasis pods? Because I don't know, was it Quillfire? Was it Springload? Were they just transferring them to another area? I have no idea. Who are these other Decepticons that they just captured? I mean, it's like Chop Shop when they just captured one Decepticon and now he's just gone forever. Yeah, I wish they would have told us who they were. That would have been a little bit cooler, but okay, whatever. Meanwhile, Grimlock's showing off his muscles by lifting 2 stasis cells at the same time. He apparently hits Denny's he hits one of Denny's vehicles that he's in, and he basically almost hits Russell. And that proves that Grimlock is not that strong as he thinks he is. We'll see. So later in the episode, Fixit finds the other Decepticons, and he apparently he doesn't have beef with them, but he apparently knows these guys. He knows the Groundpounder, and he knows Headlock. He knows Groundpounder. He knows about mostly gladiatorial battles. He knows how a lot about the gladiatorial culture, and that's pretty cool to see that Fixit has more to him than just being a guard. It's really cool to see that he has more to offer than just saying, okay, I guard all these prisoners. At least we see that he is, he has more to offer than just being your average, hey, I'm here to just guard you guys. It's cool to see that he served a purpose. Meanwhile, the Autobots are transported through the ground bridge, which I am happy that we're bringing up back again because I'm glad that it's not just a one-off thing. And the other thing that kind of was weird was the ground bridge this time screwed up, and it sent them to a different location. It was like the Arctic, but they were supposed to go to the Rumble Dome, which is basically the stadium where Groundpounder and Headlock are. But they were sent to the Arctic, and I'm trying to figure this out. It's like, if the ground bridge can work the first time, why the heck is it not working the second time? Did they just screw up something? Like they were just fixing it right after they came back from fighting Octopunch? They just went like, okay, we'll just do a few adjustments here. Oh, that should work perfectly. Or is it just a continuity error? I have no idea. Either way, that just seemed kind of weird that thing would just turn off. It was just weird. So anyway, they they get transported again, but they are closer, but not close enough. They're like 325 miles from Crown City, exact number, and they have to drive there, and Grimlock is the only one who can go to the stadium, and they have to bring him there. And it's funny because they get to the stadium, and the manager there, the human manager, not the Decepticon manager, is there, and he looks at the Dinobot and he's like, okay, well, can he breathe fire? I see what you did there. That's a G1 reference. Pretty cool. Does he? Dang it. Dang it. Maybe later on. Who knows? So anyway, Grimlock is now in the wrestling match. He has been put into the match. That's just, I never thought I would say that. The Dinobot has been put into the match with Groundpounder, and once he enters the arena, or the stadium, he is now going to fight Groundpounder, and he learns right away that Groundpounder is not that easy of an opponent to defeat. So Grimlock has finally met his match, and Groundpounder just defeats Grimlock in this episode. He defeats him, okay? He defeats him like halfway through this episode, and then, you know, Grimlock starts to learn, like, hey, maybe my muscles are not the one thing that's not defeating him. I had to learn his moves first before I could defeat him. And that's really cool. And throughout the episode, you know, throughout the fight, Fixit's basically stating, like, telling Grimlock to move, dodge, and stuff like that. Which tells me that, like, you know, Fixit knows a lot about gladiatorial moves and gladiatorial culture. Again, very cool to see that Fixit has a purpose this time. And, you know, Groundpounder is just defeating this guy. And, you know, it's Gorilla versus T-Rex, so it doesn't... So, it is not the... Wait a minute. Gorilla and T-Rex fighting each other? I think I've heard this somewhere. I believe it was a 90s show. I think it was a Transformers show, and it did involve animals. I forgot what it was, but I'm pretty sure it was something. But anyway, Grimlock does this awesome move where his tail goes down and his entire body hits Groundpounder. Why do I keep saying Groundpounder? Groundpounder. Maybe I really want him to be called Groundpounder. He hits him, like his tail goes down and his whole body just goes and hits him. And if you know movies that well, you would know that they took that exact move from a Godzilla movie. Now, I don't know what the name of the Godzilla movie is. I know it's Godzilla versus Magellan. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name. That's why I don't really remember that movie that much. But that is one of the signature moves that you would remember from Godzilla. And it's pretty awesome that they put that in there. That's pretty cool. And the best part about this episode is that Fixit comes in, like, you know how Headlock is the one who cheats. That's the main person and purpose that Groundpounder is in jail because they were caught cheating. And Fixit is basically seeing Headlock cheating, seeing Headlock, you know, like tasing Grimlock, basically like giving him a little nudge. And Fixit comes in and just defeats Headlock. He is just pounding him. He is throwing him around, like punching him, giving him like so many different kinds of moves, and it's so cool to see that, and I really love that. I hope that they do more of that because he's such a tiny bot and he needs to defeat something that's bigger than him, and that's so cool to see in this series, and I cannot wait to see more of that if we do. So there you go. That's the entire episode. You know how it happens in the end. They defeat the Decepticons and they get their prisoners and they get them in the cells. And Grimlock and Fixit are now the new gladiatorial champions. So that's it. Overall, this episode was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with this episode. It's better than what I was expecting. I was expecting, you know, your cliche. Hey, all the Autobots have to find a way to defeat the Decepticon. This is better. It's getting a little bit better because we're actually taking more steps forward, a little more concept, and I like this. I hope they keep doing this with future episodes, and it's going to be fairly interesting to see the next episode because this concept was really cool, and I cannot wait to see the next concept for the next episode. So that's it for this recap. What did you guys think of the Champ? Do you think it was a good episode? Do you think it was a bad episode? And what future Decepticons do you want to see put into Transformers RID? Leave it in the comments below. So that's it for this recap. Hope you guys enjoy. And Autobots, let's speed and succeed. No? Well, guys, you put them on the spot.